Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
It's a chilly start out there this morning. Temperatures range anywhere from the mid-30s to low 40s, but we're about to embark on a big warm-up. I'll show you when temperatures could be close to 80 degrees.
And in just a few hours, you'll be able to make a sports bet here in North Carolina. Just ahead, everything you need to know if you decide to place a mobile bet today.
And law enforcement in Halifax County shot a man after an hours-long standoff. What we know about that man's condition and what investigators are saying led up to this moment. We want to first start the day by saying good morning to you and thanks for joining us here on WRAL News on a beautiful way to wake up. Look behind us there over at Dorothea Dix Park. Awesome way to wake up. I'm Chris Lovingood.
And I'm Michelle McConaughey. It sure is beautiful this morning, but Elizabeth was saying it is chilly right now, but it's going to warm up nicely, especially later this week. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner standing by with a look over beautiful southern pines. You need a jacket this morning for sure.
You do. And just like yesterday, you look outside and it looks absolutely gorgeous, but you step out and it's a little breezy and it's a little chilly. That really starts to change tomorrow. A significant jump in our high temperature tomorrow, and that lasts for much of the work week. We take a live look at southern pines. Nice and quiet out there this morning. Temperature 39 degrees. Currently, our wind is calm around the Triangle area, but in a lot of places, wind is anywhere from 5 to around 10 miles per hour. Our winds will be a little gusty for today. Midday are gusting around 25, tapering off to around 20 by later on this afternoon. But for comparison, yesterday we were gusting 35 to 40 miles per hour, so it won't feel as windy as yesterday. A little bit of a wind chill. It feels like 31 in South Hill, feels like 33 in Roxborough, feels like 36 in Southern Pines, and 34 in Fayetteville. So that's a cold start out there for us this morning, and our temperatures are running anywhere from 5 to about 15 degrees cooler than this time yesterday. We will eventually climb into the low 60s. We have another cold morning in our forecast tomorrow. I'll show you how the temperatures start to climb after that. Coming up, Brian.
Elizabeth, it is 8:02 right now, and we are watching some backups in Fuquay-Varina. A crash with injuries getting cleared right now from the intersection of Judd Parkway at Anger Road. Look out for delays in all directions heading through that intersection as they work to get that one cleared. We also want to take you to the south side of Durham, where we had the time shift over the weekend, and now that sun angle is in a bad spot right here in the heart of the morning commute. You can see the backups forming there on 40 eastbound through the Fayetteville Road interchange. That ride from 15501 out to 885 now seeing about a 4-minute delay. We're really not seeing significant sun glare delays just yet on 40 eastbound around the airport heading back toward Cary, but I wouldn't be surprised to see that here over the next little while. Elsewhere in Durham, we're seeing some backups forming on southbound 885 right around the 147 merge there as you head out of downtown. In Chatham County, I'm noticing a little bit of a backup forming in both directions of 64 just west of Jordan Lake, working to find out exactly what's causing that. Other major approaches into Raleigh right now through Wake County are looking okay. Not seeing any backups coming in through Garner on 40 westbound, and only about a 5 or 6 minute delay as you head in from Wake Forest on southbound Capitol Boulevard. Look out for a couple of hit and run investigations in downtown Raleigh, one at Cabarrus Street near Dawson Street, another just reported at Morgan and Wilmington Street.
Thank you, Brian. We're following some breaking news this morning. 2 cars were involved in a crash in Raleigh earlier today. This is video from the WRAL breaking news tracker showing damage to the front end of a car there. It happened around 3:30 this morning on Capitol Boulevard, just off Millbrook Road. That is across from the Family Dollar. We are making calls to find out what caused the crash and if anyone will face charges.
And WRAL is trying to get more information on a crash on 1010 Road near Jesse Drive. The WRAL breaking news tracker was there just after 10 o'clock last night. You can see a pair of boots seem to have been left in the road at one point right there on your screen. Authorities have not said whether anyone was hurt or what led to this crash.
And an investigation is underway after deputies say law enforcement shot a man during a standoff. It happened around 5:45 last night near the intersection of Edwards Fork Road and Grayson-on Road. This is in Scotland Neck. The Scotland Neck police chief told WRAL that negotiations with the man started just before 3. There was a standoff. Both the Halifax County Sheriff's Office and the Scotland Neck Police Department were on the scene at the time. The man was airlifted to a hospital in Greenville, and as of this morning, we do not know his condition. We've asked what led law enforcement to shoot and which department the officer belonged to. The SBI is investigating.
Crews in Cumberland County are investigating a building fire near Fayetteville. This happened at a facility housing a UniFirst. The WRAL breaking news tracker was there around midnight on Downing Road. Several Cumberland County fire departments responded to this. We have asked investigators what caused the fire, and we're also working to learn if anyone was injured.
It's been years in the making, and today mobile sports betting begins right here in North Carolina at noon. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey joins us live from PNC Arena. And Kelsey, this is happening just in time for the ACC tournament and March Madness.
Michelle, it sure is. So you can start placing your bets today at noon, and you can do it on an app like this. This app is called FanDuel, and this particular app has a specific section for North Carolina sports. Check out this list of bets you can place in the ACC tournament this week, and Canes fans, get ready. They already have a partnership with the sports betting company Fanatics. Fanatics is a newcomer to gambling. North Carolina native Rob Brazier helped create the app. The app allows users to limit their gambling before it becomes an addiction. You'll have options to limit your wagers, deposits, and sessions. Fanatics and the Canes plan to open a retail sportsbook in the future where you can do everything in person, whether it's here at PNC Arena or somewhere nearby. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Thanks, Kelsey. And the athletic departments stand to benefit from legal sports gambling coming to our state. This includes at smaller schools in the UNC system. The athletic departments at 13 universities across the state will receive a share of the tax revenue. This includes all UNC system schools except UNC and NC State. That could make a huge difference at schools such as UNC Asheville with a $9 million athletics budget, or even UNC Pembroke at $5 million at their budget. The schools are in conferences without large TV contracts, and often they rely on increasing student athletic fees just to keep up. Tax revenue from betting will go toward gambling addiction education and treatment programs.
Today, we're expecting a man charged with killing his 20-year-old wife to take the stand in his own defense. Prosecutors say Eric Hernandez Mendez stabbed NC State student Christina Matos to death in the couple's apartment. In court on Friday, the state read some of the text messages the couple exchanged before resting their case. After, the defense asked for the case to be dismissed, but the judge denied that request. The defense now begins presenting its case.
A witness to a Raleigh car crash was hurt while trying to help out at that scene. 3 people were taken to the hospital after the 2 crashes. Raleigh police say 2 cars crashed head-on near New Hope Road and Danzy Drive. Well, someone who witnessed the crash ran to help, and then another car hit that person. Police say there have been no arrests, not yet anyway, and no charges have been filed.
We have a traffic advisory to warn people of in Garner. Part of US 70 business will close overnight starting tonight. The work will happen between Garner Business, Park Drive, and Auburn Nightdale Road along US 70 business. The closure will happen from 9 p.m. until 5 a.m. starting tonight through Saturday. US 70 business will operate as a single-lane roadway during that time, and the work is part of a project to complete 540.
Starting off the week, more than $1 billion are up for grabs for 2 big lottery drawings. No one matched all 6 Powerball numbers during Saturday's drawing. That grand prize climbs to an estimated $532 million for tonight's drawing at 11 p.m. And the jackpot for the Mega Millions drawing is all the way up to $735 million. That drawing is tomorrow night at 11. And as always, you can watch both drawings live on WRAL.
Still ahead, one of last night's Best Picture nominees is facing some major controversy. Why one writer is accusing The Holdovers director of plagiarism.
And Princess Kay apologized over what she called confusion about her family photo. The one major media outlets pulled from running. We'll explain what led to that point.
And it's a chilly start this morning with temperatures in the 30s. We do climb into the low 60s this afternoon, which is near normal, but we're looking at a big warm up for the coming week. I'll show you how far temperatures will be above normal coming up.
Let's take you outside right now over at White Lake. Look at that. You got a beautiful sunrise there. You got the light glistening off the lake there. Beautiful way to start your Monday morning as you're watching WRAL News, available on YouTube TV and the WRAL app on your TV or your streaming device. We've got meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner here right now, and she has some other cameras and beautiful shots as you start off the morning, but it's a little colder waking up, Elizabeth.
Everywhere you look, it looks pretty, but it is chilly. You remember yesterday, it looked so beautiful outside, but if you were out standing in the wind, it was really chilly. It won't be as windy this this morning or this afternoon, but we're still dealing with some cool temperatures. But gorgeous in Goldsboro, Apex, Chapel Hills, courtesy of Top of the Hill Restaurant. Of course, our newsroom there in Fayetteville on Hay Street. Just beautiful skies all across the region, just like yesterday. Here's what's happening with the big picture. We have a flow coming right out of Canada that's bringing us some of these cool temperatures. We started in the 30s in most places this morning. High pressure is going to start to build in and shut off that flow from Canada. And by tomorrow, we're going to see temperatures a good 10 degrees warmer in the afternoon than we will today. High pressure systems rotate clockwise. So as that high slides eastward, our wind will shift to southerly. And that's going to warm up our temperatures into the upper 70s by the middle of the week. So if you were hoping for some warm temperatures, you've got that for this work week. But we're going to end the work week with the potential for some showers and thunderstorms. It looks like Friday will stay dry during the day, but we get into the evening and we'll likely see a round of showers and thunderstorms that rolls through. It is possible that some of this could be severe, so that's something that we'll have our eye on. We'll have a lot of runs of computer models between now and Friday to help fine tune. By, say, Wednesday, we'll get a sense from the Storm Prediction Center as well of whether or not they're going to put us under a level 1 or 2 risk for severe storms for late on Friday. Saturday, right now, looks like we'll be in between two systems. It should be fairly dry, but maybe on the cloudy side. And then on Sunday, another round of maybe late afternoon showers and thunderstorms. So we'll have our eye on that as well. Rain chances for this week, for the work week, don't look too bad. Again, late Friday, we may end up with some showers and thunderstorms, but then beyond that, it looks on the drier side for Saturday. 62 for today. That's actually right about normal for this time of year. We've seen temperatures in the 30s this morning. We'll see 30s again for tomorrow morning, but then that big warm up starts as we see our winds shifting to southerly. We jumped to 79 on Thursday. If you're looking for some warm temperatures and a great day to be outside, Thursday is going to be the one. And then late on Friday, we see those showers and storms. Saturday, maybe not bad at 73. And then on Sunday, we're going to see another system. And behind that one, we see some much cooler temperatures. I'll show you where the Climate Prediction Center is showing that we could see some cooler temperatures next week. Coming up, Brian.
It is 8:15 right now, and we are watching some crashes in Wake County, although as far as we can tell, things are getting a little better with that crash reported in Fuquay-Varina at Judd Parkway, right around Anger Road. Just looked at the sensor data through there, and traffic seems to be flowing a lot more freely through that intersection. Also, one of those hit-and-run investigations has ended in Raleigh. That one at Cabarrus at Dawson Street now is cleared. We still have the crash investigation up at Morgan and Wilmington Street that Raleigh police are looking into. That's a hit-and-run from earlier. That's been out there for about an hour now. I'd be surprised if it was still a very active scene, but just look out for Raleigh police responding to that call. Around the rest of Wake County, traffic volume for a Monday morning is relatively light. We are not seeing any big delays on I-40 in either direction through Garner. Our usual backups through South Raleigh, not a big problem this morning as you head between South Saunders Street out toward the US 1 interchange. A little bit of a sun glare delay persisting there on the south side of Durham on 40 eastbound between Fayetteville Road out toward 885, adding only about 3 or 4 minutes to your overall commute.
Thank you, Brian. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he will push ahead with a military offensive in Rafah, where 1.5 million displaced Palestinians are sheltering, despite President Biden's warning that doing so would be a red line. Israeli officials have previously warned that if hostages held in Gaza are not home by Ramadan, they would launch a military offensive.
So we will do whatever we can to restore security for them and bring them home. And I hope we can do that. If we have to do it with military means, we'll do so. If there's a diplomatic way to achieve it, fine. But ultimately, we'll do it.
And his remark come as Ramadan begins. The United Nations aid chief has warned that a ground invasion could lead to a slaughter.
The U.S. military has removed non-essential staff from the U.S. Embassy in Haiti. That's because of violence unfolding there. The U.S. has also ramped up security at its mission in the nation's capital, Port-au-Prince. Last week, gangs staged attacks at the airport, the police stations, even the prisons. They're pushing for the removal of the Haitian prime minister.
5 people are dead after a small private jet crashed in Virginia. Officials say the plane crashed into a wooded area near the airport in Hot Springs around 3 o'clock yesterday. The plane was fully engulfed in flames. The pilot, the first officer, and 3 passengers all died. One of the passengers was a child. Authorities say it's unclear where the plane was traveling to or whether wind was a factor in that crash. Virginia State Police, the FAA, and NTSB are all investigating.
Flags at Johnston County buildings will be lowered to half staff this week. This is in honor of long-serving Commissioner Tony Braswell. He died on Saturday at the age of 79. Braswell was a veteran. He once served as mayor of the town of Pine Level. He was elected to the Board of Commissioners in 2004 and served as chairman from 2015 to 2016. Braswell announced he would not seek re-election last year. He said he wanted to spend more time with his family.
Well, if your body and mind have not adjusted to the time change yet, don't worry, you're not alone, as millions of Americans are coming to terms with a second full day of daylight saving time.
Look, I had to deal with the time change, and I'm working this week in the morning. Quite the flip-flop for me this week. But here's the deal. If you think changing the clocks is a complicated idea now, Ted Lindner takes a closer look at how the concept came to be and evolved into what we know today.
Daylight saving time is probably the closest thing to time travel many of us will get to experience, as most Americans, with the exception of folks in Arizona and Hawaii, turn their clocks ahead by 1 hour this Sunday. And because the CDC says it can take a week for our bodies to get used to losing an hour of sleep, it's normal for many people to start the Monday after the time change a little groggier than usual.
I think that it just complicates things and that it's not useful and that it's just a waste of everyone's time.
But it's not just the United States. Roughly 70 countries, about 40% of the rest of the world, participate in daylight saving time.
Daylight saving itself was introduced by Germany during the early years of World War I as a way to save fuel.
And while most nations went back to using standard time after World War I, the concept was once again reintroduced during World War II. But after that, things got confusing, with different states and towns across the U.S. choosing to follow or abandon the time change, leading to a variety of different time zones. It wasn't until the Uniform Time Act of 1966 that resulted in an official start and end date to daylight saving time and ruled the concept needed to be implemented statewide or not at all.
I think everyone will be in a better mood with more sunlight in the evening.
In the end, fans of the time change are reveling in the extra hour of daylight they'll have until the clocks fall back on Sunday, November 3rd.
Still adjusting this morning. That was Ted Lindner reporting.
Following some breaking news this morning, Princess Kate is issuing an apology for the confusion caused by this photo. It is the first photo of her since she underwent abdominal surgery, but it was withdrawn by news agencies around the world over concerns that it was digitally altered. In a post to social media this morning, the Princess of Wales said, like many amateur photographers, she occasionally experiments with editing. News agencies, including the Associated Press, pulled the photo over concerns that it was altered. It was released yesterday with the message from the princess marking Mother's Day in the UK and thanking the public for their support. The controversy comes after conspiracy theories have arisen over the princess's whereabouts after her surgery in January.
One of last night's Best Picture nominees is facing accusations of plagiarism. Screenwriter Simon Stevenson says The Holdovers is a line-by-line theft of his 2013 screenplay, Frisco. That was a drama centered around a doctor and the 15-year-old patient he gets stuck with. The Holdovers has a similar plot. Stevenson sent a complaint via email to the Writers Guild of America months ago, and he claimed Holdovers director Alexander Payne received his Frisco script twice before. Payne is not listed as a writer on The Holdovers. The case's current status with the Writers Guild remains unclear, but they are suggesting that Stevenson file a lawsuit.
One of the most surprising wins of the 2024 Oscars was for Best Lead Actress. Emma Stone took home the award for Best Actress for her portrayal of Bella Baxter in Poor Things. She won that over perceived favorite Lily Gladstone, who took home the award at the 2024 SAG Awards. Stone acknowledged her fellow nominees in her speech, including the Killers of the Flower Moon.
The women on the stage, you are all incredible, and the women in this category. Sandra, Annette, Carrie, Lily, I share this with you. I'm in awe of you.
Just overcome with emotion. Also overcome with emotion, Divine Joy Randolph won Best Supporting Actress for The Holdovers. We already mentioned that Cillian Murphy winning Best Actor for Oppenheimer. His co-star Robert Downey Jr. took top honors for Best Supporting Actor for his role in Oppenheimer, his first Oscar.
Happening now in the WRAL Live Center, a momentous occasion in world diplomacy. We're talking about Sweden's official flag being raised over NATO headquarters today. Sweden now becomes the 32nd member of the alliance. Now, Sweden's Prime Minister and NATO's Secretary General watched as two soldiers raise that flag. This is coming 2 years after Russia's invasion of Ukraine, prompting Sweden's leaders to abandon decades of post-war neutrality to seek safety under the NATO security umbrella. Again, Sweden's flag being raised over NATO today.
State troopers are investigating a late-night crash in Apex. Coming up, what we know from the latest in the investigation.
Plus, the men's ACC tournament will be in full swing tomorrow. Still to come, which teams from our area will compete in the game days you do not want to miss.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Good morning. Happy Monday. Time now is 8:26. I'm Michelle McConaughey. Starting off your Monday pretty chilly, but we're going to warm up nicely. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner gives us a look around town in the 30s in some places.
It's chilly out there. It looks gorgeous, though. We take a live look at Wilson, 41 degrees, and the whirligigs are spinning, but they're not spinning as hard as they were yesterday. Yesterday, we had gusts 35 to 40 miles per hour. Today, looking at gusts 20 to 25. It'll still be breezy and cool, but it won't be just as windy as it was yesterday. 39 in Durham right now. It's 38 in Fayetteville with beautiful blue skies everywhere. So a little breezy for it today and definitely a cold start. And those chilly temperatures will be with us for a while. Even at lunchtime, still just 50 degrees. But this afternoon, we climb up into the low 60s. Walking the dog this evening, expect upper 50s with lots of sunshine. Brian?
Elizabeth, all new at 8:27. We have a crash on inbound Wade Avenue. That's eastbound Wade Avenue between the I-40 merge and the Edwards Mill Road interchange. You can see it's all over here on the right shoulder. Raleigh police have not responded to the scene just yet. Once we get those flashing lights out there, you will want to move over at least one lane to give them some room to work. On the south side of Fuquay-Varina, we still have that crash reported on Judd Parkway at Anger Road. It looks like it is mostly cleared at this point, but still maybe some lingering delays as you head through there. Overall, major routes in Wake County are looking okay. Just a little bit of a slowdown building on 440 westbound approaching Wade Avenue. All quiet right now in Durham.
Thanks, Brian. North Carolinians are just hours away from being able to gamble on sports right from their phones. 8 companies set to operate in North Carolina. The Carolina Hurricanes already have a deal with Fanatics. Mobile sports betting begins today at noon. Next on Fox 50, more memorable moments from the Academy Awards.
Shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
You'll be happy if you grabbed a coat heading out the door right now. Temperatures range from the mid-30s to low 40s. We have a big warm-up in the forecast, though. I'll show you when it kicks in.
And the big day is finally here.
DraftKings Sportsbook is coming to North Carolina.
FanDuel is heading to North Carolina.
Mobile sports betting is finally launching in North Carolina. What you need to know so you can place those bets ahead of the ACC tournament.
And the stars came out for the biggest night in Hollywood. Entertainment tonight's Kevin Frazier and Nichelle Turner will join us live to talk about last night's memorable moments. A lot of those memorable moments last night. Some winners, some shock winners as well, but ultimately a big night over at the Oscars. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Chris Lovinggood.
And I'm Michelle McConaughey. Yeah, we'll get to that coming up. But first, we have to talk about our beautiful Monday morning weather. A little chilly out there, but the sun is shining. It's nice. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner with a look over Southern Pines. Couple golfers out there.
How about that? It's chilly out there right now. That is not stopping anyone. It looks like they've got their hats and sweatshirts on out there. You know, it looks beautiful. 39 is our temperature, though, officially at RDU. Currently, wind is calm, but we are seeing some breezy conditions in some places. Down in Southern Pines, 3 miles per hour, 5 in Fayetteville, 9 in Rocky Mount, 8 in Goldsboro. And it is enough for just a little bit of a wind chill. It won't be as windy as it was yesterday, but still gusting up to 25 around lunchtime and into the low 20s this afternoon. Yesterday, we were gusting 35 to 40. I mean, it was windy out there. Right now, looking at a wind chill of 32 in Roxborough. It feels like 34 in South Hill and 35 in Rocky Mount. Feels like 34 in Fayetteville and 36 in Southern Pines. So It's definitely cold out there, and our 24-hour temperature change anywhere from about 5 to almost 15 degrees colder than it was this time yesterday. It'll be a slow warm up too. We're still looking at just 50 degrees at lunchtime, but into the low 60s this afternoon with lots of sunshine, and the wind will start to taper off a little bit. We do have a string of highs in the 70s in the forecast. I'll show you how long that will last. Coming up, Brian.
Elizabeth here at 8:32. Want to check in on Wade Avenue at Edwards Mill Road. We had a report earlier of a minor crash over here on the right shoulder of inbound Wade Avenue, coming in from I-40 back toward the Edwards Mill exit here. You can see over there on the right shoulder, we have a couple of vehicles. We don't have any police activity out there just yet. Just a heads up as you head through there. You may see some flashing lights. Move over to give them at least one lane to work with. If you're getting ready to head out right now, you can listen to us on the radio at 99.3 FM in Wake County. We'll let you know how things are looking with our next traffic update. Also have a little bit of congestion on 440 westbound, heading from the Lake Boone Trail area down toward Wade Avenue. Also a little bit of brake tapping approaching Six Forks Road. Overall, it's only adding about 3 minutes to your overall trip from 87 out to Wade Avenue. So it's not that big of a deal, just a heads up. Fairly quiet morning so far on the roads. We've had a couple of incidents out there, but we're not seeing any big problems on our major routes through Wake County. And those earlier sun glare delays on the south side of Durham on 40 eastbound have cleared up nicely.
Thank you, Brian. More breaking news. This in Apex, where you're working to learn more about a crash on 1010 Road near Jesse Drive. The breaking news tracker was on the scene just after 10 o'clock last night while troopers investigated. You can see a pair of boots seem to have been left in the road there. Authorities have not said whether anyone was hurt.
An investigation is underway after deputies say law enforcement shot a man during a standoff. This happened around 5:45 last night near the intersection of Edwards Forks Road and Grayson Road in Scotland Neck. The Scotland Neck police chief told WRAL negotiations with the man started just before 3, and then there was the standoff. Both the Halifax County Sheriff's Office and the Scotland Neck Police Department were on the scene at the same time to respond to this. The man was flown to a hospital in Greenville, and WRAL is working to learn how that person is doing. But we have asked law enforcement, that is, what led up to the shooting and which department the officer belonged to. The SBI is investigating.
And more breaking news overnight. Crews in Cumberland County investigating a structure fire at a UniFirst facility near Fayetteville. The breaking news tracker was on the scene around midnight on Downing Road. Several Cumberland County fire departments did respond. We've asked fire officials whether anyone was hurt and if they know a possible cause for the fire.
Well, the big day is here in just 3 hours, and 3.5, in fact. North Carolinians will be able to gamble on sports right from their phones. And as WRAL's Kelsey Coffey explains, this is something that has been years in the making.
You can start placing your bets today at noon, and this is one of the apps that you can use. It's called FanDuel, and this app has a section where you can specifically look at North Carolina sports. Check out this list of bets you can place in the ACC tournament this week. And Canes fans, get ready. They already have a partnership with the sports betting company Fanatics. Fanatics is a newcomer to gambling. North Carolina native Rob Brazier helped create the app. The app allows users to limit their gambling before it becomes an addiction. You'll have options to set limits for wagers, deposits, and sessions. Fanatics and the Canes plan to open a retail sports book in the future where you can place your bets in person, either here at PNC Arena or somewhere nearby. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News in Raleigh.
And to help usher in the beginning of legal sports gambling, Carolina Panthers legend Greg Olson will submit the first bet in our state. DraftKings is hosting the ceremonial first bet today, and that will happen at the NASCAR Hall of Fame in Charlotte.
6 people are hurt this morning, including 2 children, after a police chase ended with a vehicle crashing into other cars in Raleigh. This began yesterday afternoon when Raleigh police say they tried to stop a stolen car on Six Forks Road. Instead of stopping, the vehicle sped away, starting a chase. The chase ended in a crash on Wake Forest Road near the Capitol Boulevard intersection. A witness told WRAL that she was stopped at a different intersection just down the road when the suspect's car came speeding past, running the red light and narrowly missing her. She thought maybe they didn't see the light until the car tried running another red light at the next intersection. That's when the driver hit a car, causing it to crash into 2 others going the opposite direction. The witness says police arrived shortly after.
A few of them had surrounded that car and immediately pretty much had their guns drawn, going around where that driver was. The driver tried to get out and start running, but with how the police had surrounded them. I think that person quickly realized that wasn't going to happen, so stopped and got on the ground, and then it looked like they apprehended that person.
The driver, an adult woman, was taken into custody. Police say earlier in the day the stolen car was involved in a robbery. The 6 people who were injured were taken to the hospital and are expected to recover.
Happening day, President Joe Biden will release his budget for the coming fiscal year. The budget is expected to detail the president's vision as he laid out in his State of the Union address. Biden says he wants to reduce the deficit by about $3 trillion over the next 10 years. He hopes to do this by making big corporations and the wealthy pay a greater share. President Biden will be in New Hampshire today, and he'll be calling on Congress to apply his proposed caps on prescription drugs and insulin prices to everyone.
The 96th Oscars is in the books, and Oppenheimer dominated the night. The film won 7 awards, including Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, and Best Supporting Actor. Cillian Murphy took home Best Lead Actor. Murphy's role as Robert Oppenheimer in the summer blockbuster earned him his first Oscar win. The Irish actor beat out Colman Domingo, Bradley Cooper, Paul Giamatti, and Jeffrey Wright for the award. And coming up in 10 minutes, Entertainment Tonight's Kevin Frazier and Nichelle Turner. They'll join us live to talk about some of the night's most memorable moments.
The ACC men's basketball tournament gets started tomorrow in Washington, D.C., and teams from Tobacco Road are the top 2 seeds. UNC is the top seed in the tournament. It clinched the regular season title with a win in the Battle of the Blues on Saturday. Duke is the tournament's number 2 seed. Both the Tar Heels and the Blue Devils have double byes in the tournament, which means they won't play their first games until the quarterfinals on Thursday. NC State is the 10th seed in the tournament, and they will play their first game tomorrow after noon, and that's going to be against Louisville. WRAL's Casey Hintz will be in Washington covering all the ACC action.
Time now 8:38. Thousands of infant swingers are being recalled for safety risks. Just ahead, what parents should know if they have the Jewel baby product.
And nearly 40% of young people may owe money for past purchases. When we come back, the new buy now, pay later option helping the new generation stay afloat.
And we'll take you live out to Durham this morning. We have a chilly start, beautiful blue skies. Elizabeth Gardner tells us what we can expect for the warm up today. Welcome back here on your Monday morning. This is a live look over Wilson this morning at the Whirly Gigs. They're really going this morning. It was a windy day yesterday as well. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner standing by with a look over Durham. Chilly now, but it's going to warm up nicely later, especially this week.
Ooh, we've got a big warm up in store this week, and I'll show you why that's going to happen. Today's going to feel somewhat like yesterday. It won't be quite as windy. Yesterday we were gusting 35 to 40 miles per hour. Today, 20 to 25. Beautiful sunshine, though, like we saw yesterday, and some cool temperatures too. Our wind is still coming mainly out of the northwest, so that's going to keep us cool today. Right now it is 39 degrees. We've really struggled to see these temperatures warming up too much, but you know, it's still early for that. Even at lunchtime, though, you may be happy in a jacket. Temperature at lunchtime still just in the low 50s, and then gradually will climb to around 61 this afternoon. Still a lot of 30s on our map. It is 42 in Clinton, 40 in Goldsboro, 41 in Rocky Mount, but everybody else is in the mid to upper 30s right now. And there's been just a hint of a wind chill too. I'll show you that. Our winds right now are anywhere from about 5 to 15 miles per hour. Or I'm sorry, that's the temperature change. Temperature change anywhere from 5 to 15 degrees cooler right now than it was this time yesterday. But yesterday afternoon it was chilly. And then here's a look at the wind chill. It feels like 34 in Fayetteville, 36 in Southern Pines, feels like 35 in Rocky Mount, 34 in South Hill, 32 in Roxborough. So still feels pretty chilly out there, and our wind speeds are anywhere from 5 to 10 miles per hour. And this is a look at our wind gusts as we get through the afternoon, mostly 20 to 25. Once we get into the evening, that should die down pretty quickly, and we don't see windy conditions again really for the rest of the week until maybe we get into Friday and Saturday when we start to see another system approaching us. High this afternoon, 22 in Raleigh, 62 in Raleigh, 62 in Durham, and 64 in Fayetteville. 61 is our normal high, so that's very close to what we'll see today. And then 10 degrees warmer than that for tomorrow at 71, and then we're in the upper 70s Thursday and Friday. But Friday we will see increasing clouds with a chance of some thunderstorms later in the day. As we look into the following week, March 18th through the 24th, it looks like our part of the country has a good chance of below normal temperatures. This is normal for spring. We see these big ups and big downs, and you know temperatures are not going to stay in the mid to upper 70s for too long, but we'll get to experience that this week. Again, a chance of thunderstorms late Friday, a chance of showers showers and possible storms there for St. Patrick's Day on Sunday as well.
And happening now in the WRAL Live Center, it's shaping up to be a rather tough day on Wall Street. The market's set to open in the red to start another trading day. Taking a look at the big board, Dow futures this morning off more than 170 points. Similarly, the S&P 500, NASDAQ futures all in the red this morning in triple digits there with the NASDAQ futures. The Dow is coming off its worst week since October. Investors also will be keeping an eye on two key inflation reports due out later this week. Of course, we'll have the opening numbers in our next hour of news right here on Fox 50.
Those things, Ken. Several states in the Northeast are dealing with flooding after a storm moved through the region this weekend. There was high wind, coastal flooding, heavy rain, and even snow. People in New Hampshire also experienced flooding. A skier in Japan, right here, fell through the snow into a waterfall hidden beneath, and his GoPro captured the entire thing. Sean Toms was skiing around Hokkaido when he fell into that natural hot spring. He wasn't hurt in the fall, although it was hard for him to get out. He eventually did make it out, even with the water gushing over him. But a hot spring is not a bad thing to land in, I guess.
Was something he'll never forget. Oh, my goodness. Well, parents of newborn babies, listen up. Nearly 63,000 infant swings are being recalled due to a suffocation risk. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says the Jewel Baby Nova infant swing has an incline greater than 10 degrees, which violates federal safety regulations. The recalled swings were manufactured from June of 2022 to September of 2023. They were sold at Walmart and online. No injuries or deaths have been reported. The CPSC says you should stop using the swing and contact Jewel Baby for a free repair kit.
Young adults are turning more to buy now, pay later options just to stay afloat. Several reports say younger generations are using the option more often just to keep up on life essentials. Data from LexisNexis says that people ages 35 and under make up over half of the buy now, pay later users, and they're using it for everyday purchases such as groceries, clothing, travel, and home essentials. One report says groceries for all buy now, pay later users have jumped 40%. Goodness, something to think about there. The Masked Singer debuts an exciting theme tonight, and so you can think you can dance while audition rounds continue and more.
Here's Ashley Dvorkin with a look at what's on Fox this week.
Follow the yellow brick road to the Masked Singer as part of what's hot on Fox. Monday, MasterChef Junior chefs take on their first mystery treasure chest challenge.
I have the opportunity to show them what I can do.
Then auditions continue on So You Think You Can Dance.
You made a deal with the devil.
Tuesday on The Cleaning Lady, Tony fights to keep her son at home and turns to Ramona to get Fiona back to the United States.
We throw Tony in very dangerous, difficult circumstances, but I do need to keep things real. And I need to make sure that her actions have consequences, and therefore it will shift her and her reactions throughout the season.
He's an elderly tour guide. How much trouble could he be in?
Then on Alert Missing Persons Unit is a case of a missing Benjamin Franklin tour guide.
I think this could be Brooke Hogan.
Wednesday, 4 more celebrities perform on the Wizard of Oz night on The Masked Singer. And Leanne Rimes performs too with a rendition of Somewhere Over the Rainbow. That's followed by Animal Control, where Frank is joined by a sloth to kick things off. Plus, there's an all-new episode of Family Guy.
Don't wait until the end, okay?
Okay, yes, chef.
Thursday starts with steak dishes on Next Level Chef. There are more one-on-one dates on Farmer Wants a Wife and a surprise which could put some romantic connections in jeopardy.
Crowd is witnessing history tonight.
It all wraps up with WWE Friday Night SmackDown.
That was Ashley Dvorkin reporting. Well, many tote bags sold at Trader Joe's for $2.99 are being resold on eBay for as much as $500. Social media videos show customers lining up for the totes to be restocked and swarming to get their hands on one. The viral scenes are being compared to the Stanley Tumbler craze from December. The limited edition canvas totes sold for $2.99 and come in 4 colors. Some stores are reportedly putting a limit on the amount that people can buy at a time.
And that is capitalism. 2 great lunchtime classics are now coming together in one can. Campbell's Soup is serving up a new limited edition grilled cheese and tomato soup. The instant soup can be altered, so you, let's say, for example, wanted more tomato, right? So you add water. Or you get a more cheesy taste by using milk. The soup will be available in stores on National Grilled Cheese Day, and that is April 12th.
The announcement of... Chris, go ahead. Oh, the announcement of the Best Picture winner at the Oscars came with a little confusion.
And my eyes see Oppenheimer.
Presenter Al Pacino did not read the list of 10 nominees, instead just opening the envelope and announcing the winner. He also did not say the traditional "and the Oscar goes to." The audience applauded softly before the orchestra kicked in. It's unknown at this time whether Pacino did this on purpose or if it was just a little slip up, a little confusion.
Look, he showed up, he read it. He did his thing.
Yes. Well, the stars did come out last night for the biggest night in Hollywood.
The 96th Academy Awards honored many of last year's films, as well as one of the biggest blockbusters in a long time. Entertainment Tonight's Kevin Frazier and Nichelle Turner are here with the big moments. Good morning.
Hi, Michelle. Hi, Chris. How are you?
Doing well this morning. Obviously, a lot of stuff happened last night, but let's talk a little bit about Ryan Gosling. The I'm Just Ken. That was just a
Amazing.
Stunning performance that he gave.
Yeah, I'm here with Ken this morning. He's just Ken. Anywhere else, he'd be a 10. No, it really was great. You know, we all knew that he was going to perform on the Oscar stage. We were trying to get an idea of what the performance would look like. But I'm not sure we imagined what we saw.
It was over the top. It was a lot like the movie, but we started to learn what was going on the red carpet because all the Kens started showing up. And we talked to Kingsley Benadir, who said, yeah, I'm just here to support and give some Kenergy. We're like, dude, come on, you're taking the stage. And they were all there, and it really was kind of a magical moment. It was a highlight in that pink outfit. Come on.
Yeah, take a look.
I'm just kidding. Anywhere else I'd be told. Is it my destiny? I'm just kidding. Anybody know? Anybody brave and doing stuff. So hey, check me out. Yeah, I'm just kidding. My name's Ken. So am I.
I mean, it's so good. The glasses, the gloves, the blowing, the kisses, the interaction with the audience.
The way it started, the way it started, him sitting there, it was good.
Incredible, guys.
What about John Cena? Because that was a little bit of a shocking moment last night, what he did.
Oh, well, you know, I think we all are still trying to recover from what we saw or didn't see from John Cena last night.
Yes, what we didn't see. Take a look.
I said, can you imagine if a nude man ran across the stage today? Wouldn't that be crazy? What's going on? You're supposed to run across the stage.
I changed my mind. I don't want to do the streaker bit anymore.
What do you mean you don't want to do the streaker bit anymore? We're doing it.
Let me just say, the man is in great shape.
He's in incredible shape. And by the way, he had on a nude, like, one piece that kind of covered all the essential
He
stuff.
just had on underwear.
Well, yeah, but it had no side. It was just like kind of stuck there.
They were briefs.
Yeah, no.
Kevin says it has no. You see, he's just Ken. He doesn't understand what a string bikini is. He's just Ken.
It was a very interesting moment. Kevin Frazier and Nichelle Turner, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And before we go to break, here a look at the winning lottery numbers, and we'll get another check on weather and traffic. That's up next.